We're ready to go. Let's go ahead and, we'll go ahead and start the Thursday, October 10th Park Board meeting at 3:30. How about that?
Punctual.
You have the roll call down too, Sarah? Okay, thank you. There are no additions or deletions to the agenda or public comments. So we will move to the consent agenda. We do have 7 action items on the consent agenda. Is there any board member that would like to edit this current agenda? All right, if not, I will move to approve the agenda as listed. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Give it to Kevin.
All right, thank you. All those in favor, respond with aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the consent agenda has been approved. Special guests, we have none of those listed, so we will move to the financial report with Rich.
Okay, good afternoon.
Hello.
Afternoon, Rich.
Give you full disclosure, I had LASIK surgery 2 weeks ago. They said you'll have a couple days here and there with double vision.
Oh,
Today's one of those days. Thankfully,
This is one of those.
I see 3 Garretts, 2 Barbs, a couple budgets here, so
So the budget could be a real
yeah,
surprise.
we'll see how this goes, yeah.
Okay.
We should have that music played.
Yeah. All right, we'll get through this piece pretty quick here and then spend a little more time on the budget later on in the agenda. So September financials, everything looked good on both sides, parks and golf. You can see on park side, when it comes up, we're still trending on expenses, a little bit lower than the 2-year averages. And then opposite on the revenue side, trending a little bit ahead of 2-year averages. So September was a net loss of $151,000. That was kind of in alignment with what was forecasted. This is that time of year where we do run down some of that surplus that we had earlier in the year. And then for year-to-date numbers, we've earned about 75% of budget revenues and spent 71% of budget expenses. So that leaves year-to-date revenues ahead of expenses about $920,000. So tracking well to budget year-to-date for those numbers. And then the golf side, golf had another tremendous month. So September was a net gain of $185,000 and just over $800,000 earned revenue. So great month for September. And you can see where they're trending up there on all those graphs. Expenses below the 2-year averages. And then that middle one's a little misleading. Just again, that's comparing to budget percentages from the prior 2 years. So actual dollars earned is much higher than the 2-year averages. But we just increased the budget amount by so much this past year. And golf has hit their target for budgeted revenues, so they're over 100%, 104% of what was budgeted for revenue, and spent about 73% of budget expenses. So for a year-to-date total, they're ahead about $1.8 million for the positive, and that does exclude the debt payment and facility improvement fees. So just a reminder that comes out in December of just over $300,000. So I'll drop that number a little bit. And then last slide, if you would. You can see rounds played. So at the end of the month, just over 175,000 for rounds played. And then the bottom there, that dark green line is the actual dollars earned, and then just kind of a comparison to the dotted black line was the budget target, and then the yellow mustard line is the prior year actuals. So still trending well ahead of budget. That's everything. Questions or comments on that?
All good.
No, other than it's looking great again, which is super.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
Be back in a bit.
I think they're waiting for your budget presentation for the questions.
We are.
All right, no special discussion, action items, so I guess we will move to committee reports. Urban Forestry, Kevin.
Thanks, Bob. We met on October 1st. There were 2 main agenda items. The first was Amber Ramirez, who's the project manager for the $6 million urban forestry grant. Gave us an update. Most of the foundation work has been laid. The contracts are written and waiting to be awarded for the most part. So very soon, we will have actual implementation of planting and removals of trees going on in town. So looking forward to that, but it's still sort of behind-the-scenes stuff at this point. The other event that was announced was the Fall Leaf Festival, which is going to be October 19th on Saturday from 11 to 2 at the John Finch Arboretum. It is a rain or shine event. And with the support of Bartlett Tree Experts, there's going to be some free kettle corn, coffee, and cocoa. And it's a great chance and a great year for dry leaves for families to jump in a pile of leaves and take photographs. And Master Composters, among others, will be offering some demonstrations about how to get out in the garden and do some work there. So that is October 19th from 11 to 2, Finch Arboretum.
All done? Okay.
That's it.
Next, we will move to the Land Committee, and Greta is not here, so Mr. Kelly will be doing the report.
Woo-hoo. We had one item on the consent agenda, so that has been taken care of. We had one other item that kind of stirred our interest a little bit. A individual came in requesting about 100-foot extension of a driveway for personal use in order to avoid having to go through a large expense of accessing his property from another area. So he wanted an extension of an existing driveway that was already in place by the Fish Lake Trail, but not encumbering, rather buffered from the trail, which seemed a little innocuous at the onset, although as the Land Committee continues to work on a policy about how we deal with these kind of requests on park property, we ended up finding out that the existing road driveway that he wanted to extend was on park land and never had an easement. So, park staff will be working to do some discovery on that, and we will see where we go in the future. But that was a rather interesting little discovery.
Oh, I bet he was really glad he came.
All right.
That's it.
Next is the Recreation Committee. Sally is not present. The 10-2 meeting was canceled, and their next meeting will be November 6th at the Hive Meeting Room A and also via WebEx. So we'll move down to Riverfront Park. And Jerry?
Yes. October 7th, and we did meet, and John is going to come up, and there's always something going on at Riverfront Park, so he just has done some great information that we can put up on the screen and show quite a bit about September in the park. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Jerry. Always happy to be here and talk about the great things Riverfront Park is doing.
You bet.
And so I'm happy to present the September 2024 recap to you in pictures, as always. It's a beautiful fall month, and so the first picture up here is the horse and carriage rides associated with Fall Fest. I know you're saying this is in October, but you know what? That's behind us now. We're looking forward, so I'm reporting on what happened, and so Fall Fest happened. Next slide, please. And so with Fall Fest, we had 4,000 visitors participate in the event. The event has been growing with our partners. We partner with the Downtown Spokane Partnership, River Park Square, to put on this event downtown. Previously, it's been on Howard Street and Wall Street, and it's moved across. We've moved it more into the park this year. So we saw an expansion of activities from the South Bank to the North Bank, and just bringing partners in. We had a candle making workshop, horse and carriage rides, bounce houses, games, crafts, a pumpkin patch, a comedy show, an improv show, just a lot of stuff. It was a lot of fun. So it was a really great event, and I thank staff for just pulling it all together and making it happen. Next, please. We had a couple big events in the park in September. The Mexican Independence Day was one of those events. It is a returning event, second-year event to the U.S. Pavilion, celebrating the Mexican independence. They had mariachi, singing, dancing, And it was a great time. They had about 800 people. Of course, arts and crafts were also there as well. Next, please.
Oh, I love
This
that.
is another returning event that we've had. It's the Submission Challenge, which is a jiu-jitsu event. And so what you see here is you see the winner, his hand raised up in the air with smoke going on. What you can't see in the picture, though, is a full elevated experience, people just looking at the crowd, and a really cool adventure to have. Not too many people know that the pavilion is a sporting event venue, and this is one of the sports that we hold. Next, please. This month, just a kind of a small update, we worked with Rotary International to bring in a peace pole to the park. The peace pole says, "May peace prevail on earth," in 8 different languages, one of them being Salish. And so this is what the pole looks like. We'll continue to plant around it to make it look good, but it's right adjacent to the Rotary Fountain, so it's very appropriate in that location. Next, please. So this is a very exciting picture, probably perhaps the most exciting picture you'll see. But I want to, this is the Lochinvar boiler unit that we replaced in the carousel. So our previous unit failed due to an exhaust problem that we had, and so I really wanted to call up this picture just because of all the people that work behind the scenes to make this happen. We have Barry, Nick, Jason, Lyndon from the legal office, all working with us to make sure that we can replace the old system and get the new system in place. And so that's just a really important thing for just in time for the cold weather. So that was really good.
Well, I like the fact, too, though, it's very compact. You know, we don't have a lot of room.
Yeah, it's kind of like a small refrigerator size. Yeah.
It looks great.
Next, please. Also this month, we transitioned our pricing in, I think it was September. I brought to you the pricing changes for Riverfront Park and asked for your approval on those changes. We implemented those changes in October. All of them except for the ice. We're going to hold off on the ice right now to see what the market's at. But we changed the Skyride, the carousel, and parking rates going into next season. And we also initiated a new promotion. We always do this promotion on the 1st of October. It's really getting the ice season pass out and launched. And so we always launch it with a discount as an early bird special. And so we're hoping to see good sales on that. Typically, we sell about 1,000 passes before we open.
Oh, that's good.
And this discount is good until November 22nd, so buy now.
Okay.
All right. Then going into the next couple slides, I introduced last month that I want to really talk about the great people that Riverfront Park has. And we have a really talented and committed staff that do great work behind the scenes. And you see a lot of the work that I present month after month on the screen, but you don't hear about the people behind them that make it all happen. And so I wanted to take a moment just to, in this ongoing series, to talk to you a little bit about some of those people. So today I'm going to present 2 of them. The first one here is Vanessa Esperanza. She is our attractions and retail manager. She just started in February of this year. But she has hit the ground running, basically came in right during Expo 74 and had to get the retail shop up and going immediately. She did an amazing job with that, got the retail shop mobile for the first time in its history. It wasn't mobile, and then followed around the events. So she's been working with that, trying to improve the guest experience, and working on our core business functions for the attraction. So she has been doing a great job there. What you see in the picture here are her 2 sons and her dog, Mo. Mo likes to tear up things.
Is that what we
A
have?
little bit about Vanessa. She loves to go on adventures. She loves family time, golf, outdoor sports, and travel. And she loves lemon meringue pie. So just thought I'd share that.
I'll have to mark that one down.
Next, please. Vanessa's assistant is Nathan Miller. He's the assistant attractions and retail manager. Nathan is actually was a temp seasonal when he started with the park in 2016, and he's been with us ever since. About 2 years ago, he became our full-time staff member as the assistant. He's in charge of training, hiring, and scheduling staff on a daily basis, mostly the operations phase of the attractions. Nathan comes from a bureaucratic family. His mother works for the state of Washington Department of Licensing, and his dad works for the Department of Interior for the U.S. Geological Survey. So he says he comes from a bureaucratic family, and so he's in all stages of government. He has a bachelor's degree in theater from Eastern Washington University. And his special thing, you may not know about him, but he's the voice of our safety announcement in the carousel. So that's just a little something special. He likes acting and playing the guitar, and we're happy to have him on our team. He does great work. And that concludes my update for the month.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, John. We always appreciate hearing, and the pictures are great. You know, we get to see some of them on TV all the time, but this is particularly nice. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Riverfront Park will meet again on November 11th, 11/11. Mark that down. And we meet in the pavilion, and it's at 4 o'clock. So we invite some of you to come on over.
I have a comment. Just a quick shout out to John and his staff about Riverfront. We had unexpected company from Fairbanks, Alaska show up, and I suddenly needed to entertain them for 2.5 hours. And I thought, what can we do? So we headed down to Riverfront Park. It was a beautiful day. We walked across the suspension bridges. We rode the gondola. They thought the pavilion was fabulous. They're looking maybe to relocate to Spokane. And Riverfront Park made a great impression. So thank you.
Oh, that's great to hear. That's it, Bob.
All right, thank you, Jerry. Let's move on to the Golf Committee with Nick.
All right, can you hear me?
Barely.
Big, not very
Speak
well.
up.
Not very well?
There, that's getting better.
Better? Okay. All right, Golf Committee did meet. First, I want to thank Barb. I was unable to join on time, and Barb graciously took the reins and drove it forward, so thank you, Barb. We have 2 action items, one that was on the consent agenda around the bunker work going on in Indian Canyon, which is in full swing. And then this one that I believe is going to be presented by Nick and Mark.
Good afternoon, everybody. Mark is joining us from the internet, so he'll chime in, in whatever fashion he seems to deem appropriate. But here to present the Downriver Golf Cart Phase 1 renovation project. As Nick mentioned, the other Nick, that we were moving quite well on our Indian Canyon bunker renovation project, and we had come up with an approach for a staggered bid process this fall for capital improvements in golf courses. One, so we could make sure we funded the first one first, and then if we had remaining funds available to fund the second project, we would move forward with bidding it. So Indian Canyon came forward at or under our budget, so we did move forward with Downriver. You'll see that it is at or under our budget as well. So next slide, please. This is why we're doing this project. There are a number of cart paths. This is number 10 at Indian Canyon. It's been patched any number of times. The asphalt, best we can tell, dates back to about 1983, 1985, so it's well beyond its 20-year design life. It's old. It's been patched many times. Here's another great example of 18. And this is, despite how good these courses are in terms of their turf conditions and play conditions and all the excellent work our staff do, this, if you're in a cart, is your last experience as you drive up and out of this facility. So it's not a great condition. Next slide,
It's an
please.
accident waiting to happen.
Yes.
Oh, my
and,
gosh.
you could see all the potholes, right? So that's, again, while we're here. Next slide, please. So there's also a number of wider cart paths where we have, it was thinner, we've got two-way traffic, it's been widened over the years, it's sort of been added on to in piecemeal fashion, and we'd like to address that and provide a nice, clean, new, improvable surface. Next slide, please. So we did a study on all of our cart paths citywide earlier this year. We determined a number of phases. The most bang for our buck in our current budget was what we call Phase 1 at Downriver Golf Course. This is an aerial of Downriver Golf Course. The yellow dashed lines represent the cart paths that will be replaced, which is largely the hill routes coming up and down from the clubhouse. In the upper left corner, you see the clubhouse. Of course, you see the parking area. So this would repair and replace the cart paths on 10, 1, 18, and 9, so coming up and down to the clubhouse. All of the asphalt up and down those hills. It's about 1,350 feet of asphalt. It's also the widening of that asphalt, which I'll talk about in a second, but there's one-way and two-way cart paths that we're looking to construct. Next slide. One of the things we've learned in our assessment of cart paths citywide, more than you'll ever want to know about cart paths, is that 6 feet wide is not wide enough. 6 feet wide fits a cart. Let's be clear, it's not wide enough to fit a cart comfortably, so carts get their wheels right on the edge of that asphalt, and what we've seen is it really wears it out much more quickly than if it's just a little bit wider. And where we do have cart paths that are 8 feet wide, they seem to hold up really a long time. So our proposal here is one-way cart paths are all 8 feet wide instead of 6. And then where we have two-way cart traffic, we have 12 foot wide, so you can easily pass the two. And there's a little gray rectangle number 5 there. That represents a curb. And our other issue we see at our cart paths is that greens and tees, carts pull onto the grass. It kills the grass. It's very difficult for our staff to maintain and have it look nice. It just kind of looks shabby. It's functional, but it looks shabby. So we'd like to install a small curb in those tee and green locations to keep carts on the path and just make it easier for our superintendents, make it look nicer for our customers. And of course, you will have ADA access around those to those tees and greens. Next slide. Lastly, this is a plan graphic of what is number 1 tee box, this sort of middle center on the left there. There is a tremendous bottleneck at Downriver Golf Course around the number 1 tee. If you get there on a tournament day, there's cars in and out to the parking lot. It's a complete mess. And so what we'd really like to do is shrink the parking there a little bit. And you see that sort of gray-shaped area in the center of the screen with the red dashed line around it. We'd like to stage some carts by the number 1 tee. And if we widen our pathway to two-way traffic plus a little staging area, it doesn't take stalls away from the course, but it does provide a much wider space for our carts to actually stack and stage appropriately at that number 1 tee and alleviate a lot of that congestion. So we think we can pick that up as a part of this as well. So there's a little bit of parking work as well, and we do show a new ramp in and out of that parking lot. There's a lot of traffic that are in carts going through what is a parking facility, and we don't like that traffic going through the middle of the parking lot. We like that moving away from the vehicles. So we're going to take some measures to really improve the flow of the traffic at the entry to the facility there. So next slide, please. We did bid this project. We got 3 qualified bids from contractors here in Spokane. Zetton Contractors was the apparent low bidder. And they have a pavement sub that's done a number of asphalt pathway projects for us in the past in Spokane Parks and have done a quality job. So we're pleased with that. Our estimate was just around $300,000. They came in just under that. We're asking only for the base bid at $292,000 at this time. So it was a good bid, and they would like to begin work, if approved, in about 2 weeks. Get about as much of this done in the fall as we can. We probably won't be fully completed, but the bottleneck area we think we can get done before it gets really cold. That's assuming the weather does what we think it does, and that doesn't always happen, but we'd like to get started as soon as we can and try and sneak this in the fall. So this is our next step in on-course improvements for golf in Spokane. Any questions?
No, great. Thanks, Nick.
Cool.
Question. Are the carts still parked down under the clubhouse area?
I believe so, yeah. I think they're locked and parked underneath the clubhouse in
Right.
the evenings. I believe they're, and maybe Mark can answer this better, but I believe they're brought up to the parking lot area in the mornings, and they lock them in the evenings underneath the clubhouse.
Okay.
Mark, is that right?
Yep, that's exactly right, Nick.
Okay. Yeah, I just, it's kind of an odd place, so, but maybe it's the safest at this point.
looks and feels odd, but it's a tremendous space constraint there at Downriver Golf Course. If we owned a block more of property, we would have a lot of room, but we don't yet.
We don't.
So I think Steve does the best he can to try and
Yeah.
maintain
Well,
those,
at least it's safe, they're
And
buttoned
they'll have
up.
a nice, new, smooth pavement, though, if we do this project.
I'll make note.
Yeah, that would be my one comment. I'm going to miss catching air going down number 10 in the future, so.
Or having things fall out of the truck when you're coming up the hill.
It's fine. All right, thank you, Nick. Any further comment or question? Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to accept the Zetton Contractors Downriver Golf Course Cart Path Renovation Phase 1 contract in the amount of $292,000 plus applicable tax. Can I get a
So
second?
moved? Or sec, he made the motion. Second?
Yes, thank you. All right, I'd like to
Third.
call for the vote. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it. Some other good discussion items that came up in the meeting were about preseason pass sales and having a presence at the upcoming golf show, which I know we always feel is a good idea and good to get our face and our name and information out there to the golfing public. As the season ends and people start to look forward to the next season, the golf show is always one of those great opportunities. We also talked about, finances, of course, you guys saw earlier. Finances are looking good. It's been a great season. We got really good weather this year. Still have great weather, so take advantage of what you can before that changes. And reports about the different courses. The courses are, have gone through aerating and some different things, but are still in really good shape. And of course, one of the things that was brought up was around sprinkler systems at Qualchin. We have, invested a lot of money and effort into upgrading our sprinkler systems at a number of courses. And we know that Qualchin's still one that's out there that we need to tackle. And I know that planning's been going on for a long time. Those conversations have been going on for a long time. So hopefully we can get to that in the near future. So our next meeting is Tuesday, November 12th at 8 a.m.
Thank you, Nick. The Finance Committee met October 8th at 3 p.m. at the Hive Meeting Room B. We did have 4 action items. 2 were presented on the consent agenda. We do have 2 others. The first will be Jennifer with the Oxart Chemical.
Good afternoon, everybody. This will be short and sweet. I don't have any presentation, so just get me. This is for the increase in the chemical value blanket for the Aquatic Center. Just to finish out the 2024 season, the last invoice of the season and of this chemical value blanket. It expires in February of 2025. So the current value blanket is for $135,000, and we need to increase it $50,500 to $185,500 to finish out the remainder of the contract. And the reason why we need that extra money is we used more chemicals this year, pretty much is the answer to that. There was a little bit of cost increase, but it was really pennies on the dollar. A lot of it had to do with the fact that we had increased bather load. We had a lot more visitors at our pools, which is a good thing. And when we have a lot more visitors, we have a lot more sunscreen and a lot more contaminants in our pools. So we need more chemicals to balance that out. We had a lot more warmer weather, a lot of hot weather this summer, and we didn't have any smoke days, so we were open a lot more. And when we have hot weather, it also breaks down the chlorine faster, so we need to add more chemicals that way. So we were finding out that we were using more chemicals than we typically do in a season. So that, combined with a bunch of other things that just on a normal day, if it rains, you need to add more chemicals, weather, there's a lot of factors that go into that. So we just use more chemicals, and we need more money to pay the last bill. This is the last, like I said, the last invoice for this, and then we will be going out to bid for the next cycle for the chemical value blanket. The good news is that we do have this money in the line item budget for aquatics. So that is a good thing, and yeah, we just need Park Board's approval so we can pay that invoice and extend the value blanket. Any questions?
No, one thing, Jennifer, you talked about at finance for the rest of the board to hear, so we're looking at a new contract now. So, you know, are we looking at what, 2 years, 3 years? And then you talked about expense. And I think it's important the board knows that, you know, chemicals are going up. Well, everything's going up, but anyway. So I heed that the board understand that next year it's going to be a different pricing. I'm pretty sure. So anyway, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We will do probably another 3-year value blanket. And kind of what we do is we do the RFP, and whatever companies that are out there that offer these chemicals, we send it out to them, and then they bring us their pricing, and then we pick whichever ones has the best value for their products, and we go from that. And we've already, as you know, we've adopted the budget, and we have that budget number in there, and we think that that's a good budget number for the chemicals, and we know that we've kind of shrunken our open swim season, so we feel that that is a good number that we have there for our chemical value blanket going forward for 2025.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, any questions before we do the motion? We had thought of putting this on the consent agenda, but as Jerry said, I think it's good to be aware of some of the expenses associated with free swimming. They do add up, and this was a rather large increase just for this year alone.
Yeah.
So if no further questions, I will move to approve increasing the Oxark chemical value blanket not to exceed the amount to $185,500 for the remaining life of the contract. Is there a second to that?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Jerry. Any questions? All right. All those in favor respond with aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. So we do have one other action item, and we will bring Rich back up for that. I know you've all been waiting to approve the Parks and Golf 2025 and 2026 budget, so take it away, Rich.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon again. It's tough to follow a chemical value blanket, but I'm going to give it a go. So this has been quite a journey, and thank you to, all staff and departments and board and everyone for their involvement. It's been a full team effort to get to this point. So a little bit of this is kind of the journey of what got us here, and then kind of a look at where we're at, and then some assumptions on there may be some changes required in the short or near term moving forward. So just a reminder, this is a 2-year budget we're looking at, so it's the city's first time at doing a biennium budget. One of the assumptions I have in here, if you want to go ahead and go to that first one, is that there was a commitment really from the budget office level that we will get a chance to revise and look at this again in the middle of the cycle. So we are approving the 26 budget, but committed to having a second look at that before that's finalized for next year. And I think really the big talking point is there's a lot of assumptions built into this. I think that's part of doing a 2-year budget. I think the city's learning that as well, that there's just a lot that's based on, I think the biggest one is that based on 24 actuals, like our 2026 general fund transfer is based on what the city spends in 2024, which obviously right now is an unknown. So there's a lot of built-in assumptions. So nothing is hard-coded in this budget by any means. Those last two bullet, just a reminder that we do recognize that the city does have a budget deficit, and there's a gap there that's being resolved. Any decreases in general fund expenditures does have a direct and proportionate impact to what we see for our general fund transfer. And then just that last one, really what we've been talking about for the last 6 months is that this is not a 1-year problem to fix. It's probably going to be through 2027 at its worst, and then could extend beyond that. So really using the master plan and your guidance on where can we maximize revenues, where can we cut costs, knowing 2025 is just the first step in what's going to be a 3 to 5 year journey. So if you want to go to the next slide. This table you've seen a couple times. So this is really just a high-level roll-up of some of the cuts made this year. 2025 on paper doesn't require the biggest budget cuts, but we all kind of agreed that we need to start to step into this knowing 2027 is the largest deficit. So I won't go through those line by line. I think some of the big ones you see on there, the capital line items are pretty substantial, and then the temp seasonal, which I'll talk a little bit on a further slide, that was about a $200,000 cut. So that was a meaningful cut. All that rolls up to about 1.5 million, and that wasn't the extent of the cuts. Those were just the larger ones. I think I filtered for anything over 10,000 as a single line item. And then that last bullet, we've talked a couple times at Finance Committee, just to recognize and call out that capital is a priority to the Park Board, and there's a massive cut in capital shown on this, so that cut does not reflect the Park Board priorities, and that I think we all recognize that there's additional funding needed to give us the capital requirements we need, such as a levy measure. Go ahead, please. So these I won't go into a lot of detail. This was the resolution, here was a Park Board approved, kind of calling out that, yes, we recognize there's cuts in 2025, but looking out 3 years, depending on the severity of those cuts, there might be additional measures taken. So areas where we reduce or eliminate some offerings. And I won't really go into the updates in great detail. Feel free to ask any questions on those, but we will have some discussion at the retreat on those items, so I don't want to overkill any of those. But really the primary ones are the free programming, which you kind of just mentioned, there's Open Swim, but there's others in splash pads, some of our co-sponsored holiday activations. We recognize there's programs that serve fewer people. There's a pretty big list on there of those that we've already eliminated next year, just that we're not serving the greater good. Community center contributions were identified, just looking at that structure and model, that still makes sense. If you go to the next one, temp seasonal I mentioned, that was cut by $200,000 next year and could require additional cuts. We talked a little bit in Finance Committee that the minimum wage is going up another 38 cents next year. So I ran some rough numbers for Bob, but with that cut in there and that increase to minimum wage, that number could be about 14 temp seasonal employees just in 1 year that would be eliminated. Organizational structure, that's kind of a evolving conversation, just having every department look at what makes most sense and is the most efficient for their areas. We did give up 2 full-time vacancies in this budget, and there are currently 5 vacant positions that are not being replaced just until we have more answers on what the long-term budget looks like. And then the last one in the urban forestry permitting, some future discussions on that at the retreat going on, but just looking for the most efficient operation as far as where those duties best reside. And then kind of the last one there, that's just kind of the final disclosure that with all these unknowns, there could be an amendment that comes in 2025 that there may be a revision that needs to be made. I think the Park Board reserves the right to make those adjustments. I think one specifically we talked about in finance is if there was a potential for any savings, would you rather put that in capital or maybe have a little savings for what we know is coming in 26 and 27? So that's kind of the disclosure piece of the agenda item. I'll go really kind of high level, just department by department, not really calling out the individual lines, but just kind of conceptually what each department looks like for 2025 and 26, but really with the main focus on 2025. That was where each department really put a lot of the focus on, and then a lot of it was just kind of a carryover or small escalation for 2026. I think looking at natural resources, this is a good example to call out, and really if you look at that bottom line, that's kind of the roll-up of everything, to look at the net gain loss and really how much subsidy is that using this year and planning to use the next 2 years. So looking at natural resources, you can see that's a completely flat line. I think that's just a good reminder that we have, within our economy, a 2 to 4% inflation every year. So I don't want to say, in the next 2 years, they're spending the exact same amount of money. They spend the same amount of money, but it's up to a 6% decrease in real buying power. So there are real cuts made to a department, even when it shows a flat net gain or loss. Hit the next one, please. On the riverfront, if you go straight down to the very bottom for a net gain loss, you can see there is a decrease there in the first year, and then even in the second year compared to where we're at today for total net subsidy. So there were some hard cuts made in riverfront, And then one thing to call out as well, you'll see a pretty substantial increase in revenue. And we talked about this as well at Finance Committee. A little bit of that is just a change in accounting, that accounting for an event that I guess you could consider a pass-through, for lack of a better word, that we're going to account for the full gross expense and the full revenue rather than just show a net amount. So some of that increase in revenue is just that. I know there was some concern in a prior meeting of why the aggressive increase when you may not hit your target this year. So I just want to make sure we explain that change. But I think that was really a highlight for Riverfront, that there's some massive cuts there to hit that subsidy decrease in the next 2 years. On the rec side, pretty similar concepts, and there's, if you look straight to the bottom line, pretty flat across the board. So about a 2.5 subsidy remaining the same for the next 2 years. And you'll see some of their line items. A lot of those that we control in the temp seasonal, the supplies, those that we control, you see a lot of decreases in wages and benefits. We don't have any say in those bargaining agreements or benefit increases. Next, please. On the park ops side, we had a lot of discussion on this and a lot of back and forth. I think the first budget book you saw, there were some more substantial cuts. A lot of that was in the irrigation. And then after some refining, we really kind of came back to it. You know, it's a park board priority and a master plan priority that we preserve our parks and take care of those parks and keep them green and water them. So a lot of those water budget lines were put back in to match actuals with no cuts made. But you'll see there still is on some line items, some temp seasonal, there are still sacrifices made. That's still a very thin, hard to achieve budget for that team. But you do see as a total subsidy, it does increase a little bit year over year versus the others that were flat or down, just because there's only so much they can cut and what they own has been identified as a priority. Next, please. Actually, if you want to skip over admin, I'll just talk about that in the Parks Fund roll-up. So as a Parks Fund, this is the roll-up as a division. I think looking at revenues, really the biggest assumption on this is the 2026 number that we talked about. So we don't know what that 2024 city spend will be. I hate using aggressive numbers, but that is assuming the city spends what its full budget is in 2024. So that number could be less. I mean, they could run over that and do an SBO to go over that, but likely it will be a smaller number than that. But we do know what the 2025 number is. And then I think just to call out, you see that temp seasonal line item there, that first year, taking that 200,000 decrease there, and just the service level impact that that will have. And then rolling down to the bottom, you see a flat or no amount entered for the net gain loss. Again, we were using that capital outlay for kind of the lever to balance that budget. We are required by admin policy to have a balanced budget. So those levers are within that capital outlay. So you see 1.1 and 1.3 the following year. I think those would probably be the primary discussions for the board to determine, is that best in capital? Is that best to save for 2027? I know we had really good talks at finance. Just a reminder that we have some great grant work done by Nick and his team and a lot of approved grant work that does require a match. So there is some possibility when we give up monies for capital that you're actually giving up $2 for every dollar because the state would have matched that dollar for dollar. So no easy decisions on any of that. And then golf, I'll hit that real quick before we go to any questions or comments. So on the golf line item, we do just roll up all program revenues just into one general line item. And that's listed there under program revenue. So you see that going from about 5.3 to 5.9. That's actually a pretty aggressive increase. So that is before us taking out the facility improvement fee. So if you roll that up in there, you're looking maybe 6.7, 6.8 for total program revenue. So that number for next year is going to be pretty close to what we hit this year. So I didn't think we need to add an escalation on top of that, but that's a pretty aggressive number knowing it was a tremendous year and the target is to match that again. So they do have that lever. You look down on bottom, you see that $1 million for capital outlay. They use that lever the same way, but it's used more as timing. So if it's a slow season, they've got the budget authority to spend that, but if the cash isn't there, then we just reduce that capital work that gets done. But as Nick's mentioned, and you've seen the list, there's capital needs in golf as well. So the goal is to hit that target, hopefully. So that's the high-level roll-up of both sides. Any questions or comments or concerns with any of that?
No, I just think it's, as I said in finance, just thank you, because that's a lot of work. And especially when we have to project, you know, I know we have numbers, but some of it's guessing. You know, we're in that mode. And just to reiterate, for the audience, when we talk about parks and the watering, you know, we discussed in finance very thoroughly what it would cost if we didn't, the deficit that we would retain going back when everything may be turned around to recoup that amount of, I guess, death with trees and grass, and, you know, to replace that in that 2 to 3 year period would just be astronomical. And besides that, it just wouldn't allow people to be able to use our parks in the fashion that we have created, you know, right now. So I just wanted to add that. So in case anybody was thinking, well, why'd you pick that? Well, it's pretty simple.
Yeah,
So,
good point, yeah.
thanks.
And I'd pass that, I'd spread that kudos with the department heads. I mean, really, the setting of the budget is kind of the easy part. It's really the doing the budget and the managing of it that's where their skill sets are
Right.
very much needed, yeah.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of efforts. I thank all those on the Finance Committee and the other Park Board members, because we used the survey that we sent out and asked for priorities. That was definitely a guiding light for us as we went through here. You mentioned, Rich, how maintaining operations and parks was kind of the highest priority. So we didn't look there to make any reductions. We went elsewhere, which impacts those departments, but it was still the survey that served as a guideline for us. Questions? Any other comments before we put it up for a vote? All right. Shows what a great job you did, Rich, with this. So there's no questions.
All right, appreciate it.
I will move that we approve the Parks and Golf 2025 and 2026 proposed budgets as stated. Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Thank you, Kevin. Last chance for questions or comments? All right, if all those in favor respond with aye or raise your hands.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passed unanimously. And we will have some more discussions at the retreat about more specifics regarding that budget. So Parks, finishing up my finance report, Parks and Golf 2025 budget had been the focus of numerous prior meetings, including special ones, and the committee was well aware of what Rich would be presenting today at the meeting. Due to physical uncertainties, this budget has flexibility added and will allow parks to adjust in changes in general fund transfers, either up or down, or increased revenue from the levy passage. It is imperative that Parks maintains a capital budget able to match grant funding requirements, especially those with matching dollars. And I know Rich talked about that also, but we do have some very important grants coming up that we'll need to make sure we have the money for somehow. So again, the Park Board will be provided an opportunity to review and revise the 2026 budget sometime during the middle of the biennial cycle. The next finance meeting is scheduled for 3 p.m. November 12th at the Hive, Events Room B, and via WebEx. And the DVC, Jennifer?
All right, the DVC did not meet in October. That's our bi-month. We've gone to an every other month schedule. We are moving also the meetings to noon. I know we keep moving them, but we're trying to fit all of our members' schedules. This will allow those who work to attend on their lunch hours, either by phone or by WebEx. So the next meeting is November 13th at noon at the Pavilion.
Thank you, Jennifer. We'll move then to reports. October 18th has been established as the date for our fall retreat. We have the Pavilion Sky Room scheduled with the doors opening at 8:45 and the retreat planned from 9 to 2:05. A confirming email has been sent to all board members. Jerry and I have a meeting scheduled with Garrett and Jason on Wednesday of next week for a final review of the retreat agenda. Jerry and I, along with Parks leadership team, has been meeting with representatives from the Spokane School District to discuss their levy planning and potential partnership opportunities that will be presented at the retreat. The next board meeting will be Thursday, November 14th at 3:30 p.m. in the City Hall and virtually via WebEx. So we'll go down to our other reports. Conservation Futures, Nick.
Nothing to report this time.
Parks Foundation, Barb.
Hi, everybody. I know there is a delay on my end, but I just wanted to report there wasn't a meeting. However, Yvonne Trudeau from the Spokane Parks Foundation did send in a written report that I'd like to share because it's good news for our neighborhood councils. She attended a September 5th community assembly meeting and shared information about the community grants program. Their 2025 grant application is now open with applications due November 30th. Since then, they've had numerous follow-up meetings with individual neighborhood councils interested in exploring potential grant opportunities and matching grants, which is in alignment with some of the conversation today. Their goal is to spread the word about community grants to make sure that the councils are aware and the community is aware. In addition, Yvonne met with city staff members Paul Ann Burge and Gabrielle Ryan to discuss another way that the Spokane Parks Foundation can help. And the foundation is able to actually provide insurance for most park events at no cost to the neighborhood councils. In the future, if neighborhood councils are hosting any events in their parks and insurance is required, Pollyanna and Gabrielle will connect them directly to the Spokane Parks Foundation. They did provide the insurance for the Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council Meet Your Neighbor in the Park event that was in August, and they'd like to do more to support neighborhood park events. This is the end of my report.
Thank you, Barb. Councilman Bingle, I don't see you, so we'll move past that one and go to director's reports. And Jason.
Thank you, President Bob. Pleasure to be here. Jason Conley. Couple updates to share with the board for the month. Fall weather is fantastic, and thus I would encourage all of you, if you haven't, get outside, take advantage of these last great days of this fall season. In fact, this is probably one of the best Octobers I can remember in a long time. And so with that, we're taking advantage of that in our construction season. You probably heard some updates, but we're making great progress at Underhill Sport Court, and of course the Indian Canyon Bunker project is making tremendous progress as well. We're excited to announce, in case you missed it, the dog park on 63rd and Regal opened this week. That's a great thing for the community, and certainly we're still busy working on the High Bridge Park, and we'll have an announcement for you soon about when we're able to share that with the public as well. We want to make sure we have it right and ready to go before we announce that date. John did a wonderful job of talking about what they've been up to, so I'll parse over Riverfront. Friends and volunteers, what a cool project. A volunteer group of 25 volunteers from 5 different organizations from the Friends of Palisades recently got into the north side of Palisades Park and worked on expanding the trail network. So as I'm challenging you all to get outside and do things in the outdoors, you have expanded trails and Palisades that are being created for all of us. Al Vorderbruggen and his team have been very busy winterizing sprinkler systems, which often include the park restrooms, and so most of our park restrooms are being put to bed or are closed for the season. Some of our higher use locations, we do bring in portable toilets to supplement us closing the restrooms. Urban Forestry has been busy with fall planting. It's a great time of year to plant trees and get things ready for winter. The park ops team, kind of the saying in October is out with the mower, in with the blower. So we're stopping mowing and starting to blow leaves and winter cleanup. Recreation, tomorrow is actually a no school day in Spokane. K-12. I'm jealous myself. It is a work day, however. But we have a bunch of programming that Jennifer Papich and her team has created for kiddos on these non-school days. And so Corbin Arts Center has a kind of an art studio going on tomorrow. And then our outdoor rec is taking a group of kiddos hiking. So pretty cool that we're finding ways to activate our youth on their off day. We have over 180 teams registered for fall volleyball. And we've talked about the hikes. The last thing I'll say, and I know Rich Lentz had to step out to another meeting, but I want to publicly thank him for his work on behalf of the entire admin team, the management team. He stands up here and makes a budget sound pretty easy and is very humble to give his credit. But I'll tell you what that gentleman can do to pull together a very complex set of numbers, sometimes without the numbers that we really need, and he keeps us calm. And I'll just say, as somebody that gets the pleasure of working with him every week, he doesn't let our emotions get the best of us. So, when he stands up here and gives you a budget, and thank you for adopting a budget for the next 2 years, as staff, we will be good stewards of that money. But he's the one that pulls it together. And we work hard to feed him the raw ingredients, and he makes the 5-star meal. So I just want to thank Rich with that. And that's my report for the month of October. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Jason, so much.
Thank you, Jason. We have no executive session or correspondence. Unless someone has anything to add, we will go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 4:26. Thank you all.
All right, good job, Bob.